Hi everyone. Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. So I apologize for having to go on at midday here. I know many of you are probably working, unable to watch this live, but anytime you can watch it on the replay, let me know after you watched it. And so for today, I welcome, first of all, to anybody that's new to the page here. I'm Coach Megan, and I wanted to get back into going live with some training, some topics that can help you through whatever part of your fitness journey you're on. I had asked yesterday for 3 volunteers to tell me how I could fix their diet. And that's going to open up a lot of different avenues for not only nutrition, but mindset and different things. So the first comment actually came through as stress eating. This is somebody that's a very busy individual, and Cheryl, I know that you are nonstop. So I know a lot of people like that as well. I chose actually to go with stress eating as the main topic for today, simply because the other topics are a little different than, they kind of tie into this, of course, but I had some people also comment that they wanted to have me talk about how they can increase protein and decrease carbs in their diet. Another big topic. So I'm going to save that one for another video because I think that is a super relevant and important topic as well. So the third one that I had someone comment was willpower. I've done a video in the past, so Colleen, I'm going to tag you in on that. But I think it's another great topic. I'm always posting on my social media the message of, motivation isn't really a thing. We have to turn it to dedication and determination, discipline. So those things, there are some strategies though that I use in my own daily practices to help with willpower. But for today, I just want to go through specifically stress eating and maybe some different tactics that you can use to move yourself away from the stress eating or just, improve upon it. First, let me reference that all my notes are behind me. If you see me looking over this way, I'm looking at my notes. And I'm also referencing Precision Nutrition today. I take a lot of my content from different avenues, different areas in the field, and Precision Nutrition is a great certification company with nutrition. I personally don't have my certification through them. I have another one through the Nutritional Coaching Institute, but I love Precision Nutrition for the resources they provide and really good content. So let me just start by saying that. And one of their stats was that over 60% of their clients coming in struggle with stress eating or emotional eating. I think that's pretty true to the clients we're bringing in. With our client check-ins, there's always someone that, has struggled with, emotional eating and binge eating, things like that. Stress itself it's uncomfortable, and we typically want to eliminate it quickly. And one of the ways we do that is through comfort food or just food in general, or sometimes alcohol. So when it comes to that, sometimes we want to solve our problems very quickly and we turn to food as the answer. We know it's not the right answer, but we just don't give ourselves enough time and space to actually take care of that. And so it becomes a quick fix. It becomes a cycle. We feel good temporarily after we have the food or while we're eating the food. But then what happens after is when usually that guilt is associated, it starts to set in and we start to all the negative talk and the cycle that begins. I'm going to get into that a little bit further down here, but I'm sure many of you can relate. I can certainly relate as well. So also note that binge eating happens, whether it happens regularly in your life, it can happen even with healthy food. So whatever you consider healthy versus unhealthy food, I'm going to give you an example of something that happened with me, but maybe you can relate to this as well. So a lot of times when we start to eat healthy, we're on a diet or we're, just trying to be better with our choices, sometimes we restrict a little too much. And that typically is when we start to overeat, or we get to a point where we just can't stand it, or something triggers us and we binge. And that can happen with, like I said, healthy food as well. So when I was, heavy into my competition and bodybuilding days, I would find myself scouring the grocery store for things that I thought were healthy, that weren't necessarily on my diet plan, but I thought I could get away with, because they were healthy or calorie-free or sugar-free. That was my example. I learned that the really hard way. So I would stock up on like sugar-free candies and different sugar-free foods, thinking that it's not going to affect me because there's really no calories, no sugar. I should be fine. I'll still look fine on stage, and it'll just help me through this craving that I'm having, right? Well, sugar-free, if you've ever overindulged on that, is not so great for the digestive system. And I literally had to leave work early that day. So that's a hard way to learn, but you get my point. And even things like almonds, it's a healthier food, but I would find myself keeping them at my desk and just taking handfuls, and binging on like healthier food. I mean, again, digestively, I was having trouble, and something like almonds can really add up on calories as well. So I'm going to give you today just 3 strategies that maybe you haven't tried before for stress eating, and give it a shot. So the first one here, I'm actually going to attach a worksheet that you can pull up and print out, write it out. I'm old school, I'm giving you homework, but trust me, try it out. If you've never done this before, it could be a really useful tool for you. So number 1 is to give yourself permission to overeat, but we're going to use it as a tool, and we're going to have no judgment about it. So have you ever done that before? Have you ever said, I'm going to just let myself eat whatever I want today? I'm going to take notes and kind of give myself an assessment of when during the day am I feeling triggered, during my eating, how am I feeling? How am I feeling after the eating? And again, no judgment. It's just how you eat and why we're eating in certain ways. So then once you're allowing yourself to eat in this way, just anything goes, we're going to pull out that behavior assessment tool, fill it out, and really look back at it and say, oh, wow, I'm noticing a trend where, every day after work, I'm coming home and I'm just opening the pantry to anything. Maybe it's a matter of you didn't plan it well enough for a day. You have a stressful end of work meeting. Whatever the case may be, just write it all in. And again, I will attach that worksheet in the page here for your reference. The second thing is to create more space. The easiest, obviously, tip I can give you is don't keep, your trigger foods close by. For me, it's chips. I don't have them in the house too often. When I do, they're gone in like 4 seconds. So I keep space between me and the chips. Literally, if I want chips, I have to drive myself to the store and get them. But I know that's not realistic for a lot of people. Sometimes we have things that are, vending machine is right there, or, the fast food restaurant is right there. But sometimes we also can do other activities to create that space. So what I would like you to do is, again, old school, get out a pen and paper, and you're going to create a list of healthy things you can do when you're feeling triggered, right? So whether that's taking a walk, meditation, drinking just a glass of water, something simple as that. Play with a pet for a while, can reduce some, feelings of stress. Stretch, listen to music, housework, anything that, again, creates that space between you and whatever food that you're about to, go crazy with. Your list must be easy, and it must be something that you're actually going to do. If you're not a meditation person, don't put meditation on your list. It has to be something that takes 15 minutes or less. If it's a short walk, it's a short walk. If it's popping in the AirPods and listening to a song, whatever, just make your list and make sure it's visible. So keep that list with you throughout the day, and whenever you're starting to feel like agitated or whatever, you're ready to go for the fast food, pull out your list and say, what can I do real quick? And you'll see it's just creating space between you and that trigger. Then at the end of this practice, track how often you're having to pull out the list and use it. It's, in theory, that list shouldn't be pulled out as much as you start to get through this practice over and over again. But in the beginning, you might be pulling out the list a lot because you're just not, this is a self-awareness tool, right? So maybe you're just not aware of how much you're actually stress eating. Okay, so that's create the space. The third thing, and again, this might sound a little bit like it's a more of a mindset tool, but it's truly important. So practicing self-compassion instead of self-negative talk. You want to talk to yourself as if you're talking to your best friend, not yourself who you all the time are, bringing yourself down for the choices that you're making. So this is literally directly linked to a hormone in our brain. So stress eating is linked to negative self-talk, right? So whenever we stress eat, we binge, we then have those feelings associated of guilt. We start talking to ourselves negatively, like, why did you do that? Now I feel like crap. The rest of my day is ruined. I'm tired, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure you've felt it. You've experienced it. I sure have. I still do. Evidence actually shows that negative self-talk releases dopamine in the brain. And dopamine is the hormone involved in habit formation and addiction pathways. So you can see the cycle that can really start to develop when you start to have that negative self-talk, dopamine's released. Now we're starting to form a habit with this, and it's just repeating and repeating and repeating. So what can we do to eliminate this or get better at it? We have to be self-compassionate and be kind to ourselves. And again, like I said, it sounds a little bit like floofy and, kind of like, yeah, Megan, whatever, but truly, truly practice it. So this does not mean, self-compassion does not mean letting yourself, go completely and giving yourself a get out of jail free card. It does not mean ignoring your problems and just letting yourself off the hook completely. What it does mean is giving yourself a break. Sometimes you're gonna have indulgences and things like that. And just tell yourself it's okay, next time will get better. But also being honest, my cat is about to knock over the camera, sorry about that. Being totally honest with yourself and actually zooming back and seeing the big picture. That's another one that I've experienced a lot with my clients is, this is something I think we notice too when we start tracking our foods, is actually being honest with what we're putting in our app, as well as zooming back and seeing the big picture. So yeah, one day maybe you did have, you messed up, but did it really mess up your whole week, as far as what we're trying to do with calories and macros? Or maybe you're not following calories and macros, but still look at your whole entire week and think, all right, I had one screw up, moving on. And so you can just kind of get the big picture that way and just being kind to yourself. So those tips are really maybe something different, like I said, that you've never tried. It's really pulling in the mindfulness. Mindfulness is really being aware without judging yourself, and then having some common humanity with this, knowing that a lot of people struggle. You're not alone. And then just being kind to yourself as a result. So I hopefully that helped you. And comment, let me know if you've ever experienced these things, and if these tools, maybe they're brand new, if there's something that you think will help you. All right, well, like I said, I'm going to save the other topics that I had people comment on for another video, just because I didn't want this to be too long. And also I posted today, we're having a referral challenge or a referral contest. So on the post, you're going to comment and like the post. Then you're going to invite as many friends as you can over to our page, the Secrets to Fat Loss Metabolism Revival page here. And the person that has the most invites, you have to use the invite button. That's going to send a message over to me that so-and-so invited this many people. And then the person that invites the most people is going to win $100 and a free spot in our next challenge. Challenge details are to come. Usually I run 21-day challenges to help you, whether you're trying to kickstart something, if you've lost, you're kind of off track, you just need better habits. That's usually what our 21-day challenges consist of, and I'll have more details on that as we get closer. So, all right, be sure to comment, let me know if this helps you, and I will post the worksheet that I referenced and some notes to summarize everything that I went through today. All right, enjoy the rest of your day. Get some sunshine.